And joining us now for more on the Women's Health Protection Act is Elizabeth Kirk, Associate Scholar at the Charlotte Lozier Institute and Director of the Center for Law and the Human Person at Catholic University of America. Thanks for being with us, Elizabeth. Now, with the Women's Health Protection Act back up for a potential vote in the Senate, what do pro-life people need to be concerned about? Has anything changed about this radical bill since it was being considered last year?
It's not different. I think what people need to be concerned about is a law that is meant to impose immediately upon passage abortion on demand throughout the entire pregnancy until the moment of birth nationwide. So its purpose is to invalidate nearly all laws, existing state laws that regulate or restrict abortion. So at the very moment where the Supreme Court is possibly poised to overturn Roe and return abortion policy to the states, you have politicians who don't trust that that abortion can be worked out through the legislative process at the state. So they're seeking to federalize abortion access.
And the Senate is set to vote on the act on February 28th. Is there a chance this becomes law?
Not at this point. All reports seem to indicate that they don't have enough votes for the bill to pass in the Senate, and that instead it's sort of a symbolic show of support for Planned Parenthood, especially, as I said, at a time when the Supreme Court might be is reconsidering Roe. I think that being said, even though it's not going to pass, it's worrisome in the sense that this bill or one like it has been proposed for years in Congress, and this past term, this year, is the only time in which it's actually come to the floor for a vote and passed in the House. So if the Democrats in November can hold the House and pick up more seats in the Senate, it would pass.
And I know you're an expert on policy related to this issue. Can you speak to how this bill compares to other attempts in the past to expand abortion on demand? Is it worse? Is it the same?
Well, I would say it's worse. I mean, it's comparable in the sense that there are other radical efforts to enshrine this unlimited abortion access up until the moment of birth at the state level. So, for example, you've seen states like Illinois that legislatively have abolished all their abortion regulations, including this past term. They even abolished parental notification. And you also have states like Kansas, which judicially, the Supreme Court a couple of years ago found a natural right to abortion in the state constitution, which invalidates all of the pro-life laws that the people of that state have passed over the last couple of decades. So you've had sweeping efforts at the state level. What's different and worse about this law is that it's a federal nationwide, it has federal nationwide effect and would immediately, as I said, invalidate all state legislation throughout the entire country.
Right. And Senator Bob Casey has said he will vote to allow the bill to proceed in the coming days, somewhat surprisingly, stating that he hopes there can be a focus during debate on, quote, providing for the needs of pregnant women and babies. Is this at all realistic given the pro-abortion provisions that are laid out here?
I don't think so. I mean, I think, not only the pro-abortion provisions, but the stated purpose of the law is to promote access to abortion. I mean, that's the entire purpose of this bill. And so it's perplexing to think that a debate on it would focus on the care of pregnant women and their babies. I think one thing I would say is that, one of the biggest casualties of abortion policy has been the notion of a pro-life Democrat, right? Something that Senator Casey well knows from how his father was treated by the party. So I think there are many Democrats who care deeply about pregnant women and their babies and they're pro-life. And I think they should resist, the extreme abortion advocacy that has held their party hostage, and should try to work together with people across the ideological political spectrum who do care about women and babies and pass meaningful legislation, not political theater, to appease Planned Parenthood.
Yes, very well said. Elizabeth Kirk of the Charlotte Lozier Institute and the Catholic University of America. Thanks for joining us.
Sure. Thanks for having me.